Correct your trajectory.
Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
No matter how many times we've seen that crash landing, it never truly gets old, does it? It always brings that same sense of excitement, that fresh hope for a new start on an alien world. And that's exactly what we're focusing in on today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prime vs. Selenea series. In our last chapter, we took a macro look at these two incredible worlds, dissecting their overall maps and environments. Prime narrowly took the win there, but today, we're zooming right into the micro level. This is Chapter 2, First Steps. Our goal isn't grand terraforming just yet. It's about those crucial initial minutes, surviving, scrounging for resources, crafting our very first items, and establishing a tiny foothold against the vast alien landscape. For this comparison, I'm going to be showing you gameplay for each planet. I want to give you a clear feel for that critical getting started phase on both Prime and Selenea. Then I'll grade them on 3 key criteria: immediate resource accessibility. How easy is it to find those essential building blocks right at the start? Starting zone feasibility. Is the area around the crash site good for setting up your first basic base? Initial progress pace. How quickly can you get your first tools and minimal living space up and running? So let's not waste any more time. Let's crash land on Prime once again and get to work. Here we go, stepping out on Prime for the first time in a long time. Look at this place. It's barren, it's empty, and we need to get started. So let's jump straight in and get ourselves set up. We have a few things that we need to tick off our list right there, as you can see. I'm going to get through, and I'll bring you back when we're at a stage where you can see some progress. And we're back. And as you can see, I have now got myself a T1 backpack. I've got a T1 oxygen. I've got my construction. I've got my deconstruction. We've got stuff in here I forgot to check, which is pretty cool as well. So we're at the point where we need to put our first living compartment, and our choice here on Prime is very important. Because as you know, this place will be flooded, and I don't want to waste my time building something out that is going to be destroyed later on. However, can't fly. I also don't want to deviate too far from my starting point because there's so many different things to collect down here. So I will probably just put my first foundation up here just to get started. And if we end up moving later in the series, we do. It's not really important to what we're trying to figure out. So let me get myself a base and I'll bring you back. And we're back. And as you can see, we've got our little humble abode here. There is our starting point down there. We're doing okay. Next, we need to start getting ourselves some drills and some wind turbines and the things on that list. So I'm going to get everything done except for the T1 heater. And we're back. Okay, here we are. We've made our screen of progress. We've made our screen of blueprints. And as you can see, we have unlocked the T2 oxygen tank. We've got our little T1 veggie grower, and we've got 2 drills and 5 windmills. Great stuff. Next, we need a T1 heater. Before we do that, I'm going to run back and get myself the next level of oxygen tank, because that way we can venture out further and be ready for whatever comes our way. And we're back. Okay, here we are. We have got our new oxygen. And we need to now make 2 things, as you can see, T1 heater and the crafting screen progress. We go here, we can see crafting screen progress relies on heat. So the more heat we put on, the more heat we produce. The higher this goes, gives us that screen, we tick that box. So we're going to concentrate on getting heaters. heaters, as you can see, require iridium. I know where to go get iridium. It's over there. So what I've done is I've collected everything I need to create our little outpost and see how we could survive. I'm going to try to get a minimum of 4 iridium to get myself 4 heaters, and then we'll work out where we're going to place them. Then we're back. Okay, progress is going quite well. We have just unlocked T1 solar panel, so it's time to replace windmills here. And then I had to create 4 more, so we've got 9 in total. We'll get those all swapped out. And we are closing in on a new veggie tube, which means we can really raise the oxygen, which should start pushing us towards a new heater. All good stuff. Right, let me get on swapping out all these guys. And we're back. And as you can see, we've got just these 4 solar panels now. We've got a T2 food grower, veggie tube, sorry. And our progress is picking up speed. Our oxygen is getting there. We're a long way away from that, but we are closing in on our progress screen. This is our ultimate goal. So I might try to see if we can get another one of these veggie tubes, which requires us to go out and to get another plant to stick inside. So this might be time to open some blue crates. And we're back. And as you can see, I've got myself 2 veggie growers now, veggie tubes, but version 2. We take a look here. Our oxygen is now starting to go at a good pace, which means we should be able to get to our T2 heaters sooner, hopefully. And that means that we should also hopefully get to our ultimate goal, which is the screen of progress. Okay, there we go. We've just cracked our T2 heater, and that means that we can upgrade from this to this. In order to get 4 of them, which we have now, we need 4 more iridium and 4 aluminum. So I'm heading over to the iridium cave first and see if I can get there. There might be some aluminum on the ground as well, and I'll see if I can get those. And just like that, we have made our progress screen available to us. We've just done it by putting this up. Let's get that on the wall. And there you have it. We have made it all the way to getting that screen up and running. So we've hit our first goal. How was it? I think it was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was nice and relaxed. We managed to get everything we needed. I know where everything is. There's such a comfortable feeling here on Prime because it's an old hat, knowing exactly where to go to get every little resource I need. Never going to struggle. Tons of stuff on the ground. It was slow, relaxed, enjoyable. You know, exactly what I was looking for in Planet Crafter. So there you go. That is Planet Prime getting to our first milestone in this series. The next one, the next milestone that is, will be blue skies. Now it's time to switch on over to Selenea. And now for Selenea. There we go. These are our first steps on Selenea. And we have to go through the same amount of processes we did on Planet Prime. I'm going to try to stick to the same formula. We want to get to that same progress screen and kind of make the same amount of things as we did on the previous planet. So let's get started. I will go through those beginning things that we see in the list, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to put our first little habitats. And we're back. Okay, as you can see, I managed to get all those first steps done. We are now ready to put down our first living compartment, and we need to decide where we want to go. I don't know enough about this map to be able to make a recommendation, so I'm going to keep it nice and simple. Oh wow, it looks cool down there. There's sulfur and all sorts of stuff and things, but we're just going to stick it right here. And if it goes over the cliff, that's absolutely fine. And that will be our first home, and we'll just try to stick to this. Now, like I did on Prime, I'm going to try to get 5 wind turbines set up. So let me go get myself enough things to do that. And then I will get 2 T1 drills. I think that's what I did on the other one as well. And there you go. We've got 5 windmills and we've got 2 drills working. We're doing it. Now we've got to get these 2 screens up and running. So let me get those done. And there you have it. The same 2 screens up and running. We are putting on the pressure and we can see that if we want to get to our progress screen, we have the same exact requirements to get to 2 NK on the heat. And now comes the tricky part. So we're going to skip heater for now when we'll go straight to the veggie tube, because in our little crash pod here, we have a plant right there, and that is going to help us get the veggie tube. So let me grab everything I need for a veggie tube and get that up and running. And we're back. As you can see, I built a little outpost here. It's all around this kind of stuff. Now what we have to do is, you can see there's blue crates there. There's these rails, this domey thing. There's this rocket launching thing. There's some storage over here. We've just got to go and scavenge, and oh man, look at that. We found 2 already. We want 4 iridium, and that will get us over the line. Oh man, there's lots of plants. We're going to save that there for now and keep looking for iridium. And just like that, look, we've got these little, they look like T2 heaters, and we can just take them apart. That gives us a total of 4 of these iridium, and that's going to get us where we want to be. We can now put 4 T1 heaters down. Let's head back and do that. And there you go. We've got our 4 heaters down, as I did before. I had to raise the game when it comes to the number of windmills, wind turbines, which is 9. I think that's what I did. And now we have 2 heaters again. So we're pretty much at a similar spot. Now, if I recall, and we take a look here, what we wanted to do was we wanted to get to that point. So we got to keep raising the heat. In order to raise the heat, what we needed to do was get T2 veggie tube, which we'll get to, but oxygen should do it. So we technically put in another one of these guys. So let me put another one down, veggie tube here, and I saw a plant over there that I will go get. All right, we're back, and we have just unlocked our new solar panel. So we need to go out there, and I think I put 4 of them out there and replaced it. So let me get what I need to replace these wind turbines, with T1 solar panels. And there you go. Wind turbines replaced. Now we have 4 solar panels. Next, we just got this unlocked, veggie tube 2. So let's upgrade our veggie tubes to that. There you have it. We've got our T2 veggie tubes going, and we should be really cranking out the oxygen now. That's going to get us to these T2 heaters, which is really going to help us get to the screen progress. And there you have it. T2 heater, our new thing. Now we need 4 more iridium. Time to go out scavenging. And we're back. And I never finished building these. I had to go out and scavenge a lot of iridium. It took a while, but we reached the progress screen now. Look at that. Must have been more than enough, but that's because of how long it took me to find iridium. Okay, let's get that progress screen up and running, and that will be our final task. And boom, just like that, there we go. We have our first stages all completed. Everything except for the getting to reachable blue sky, which is not really a stage here, but we'll take that 175,000 Ti as the next stage. You know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought. Maybe I listened to too many people complain. Getting started was okay. Resources seem pretty plentiful until you get to iridium and aluminum. I have a feeling aluminum is going to be a real problem. There's lots of stuff, though, that I can deconstruct over there. But you know what? It was just as enjoyable as Prime, I'll tell you. Now, what's left is to head over to the rankings. All right, we've taken those critical first steps on both Prime and Selenea. Now let's tally up the scores for our Getting Started chapter based on our 3 criteria. First up, immediate resource accessibility. On Prime, resources like iron, cobalt, magnesium are practically at your feet right from the crash. You gather them up quickly and effortlessly. On Selenea, everything was there as well, except iridium. That we had to deconstruct things to get. While that may be an issue as we advance, it really wasn't an issue for now. So for me, both Prime and Selenea take a point. Now, starting zone feasibility. Prime's initial crash site is usually on a relatively flat ground. It's easy to place your first living compartment and expand outwards without much fuss. However, knowing that it gets flooded means we can't start there. Selenea, even though it has heavily cratered terrain, it was not impossible to find a spot very close to our drop pod. Whether or not that turns out to be a bad spot, we'll find out. For its sheer ease of putting our initial base close to the drop pod, Selenea gets the point here. So it's Prime 1, Selenea 2. And finally, initial progression pace. This is about how quickly you can get those essential items and your first habitat up and running. On Prime, up until I needed iridium, things went rather quickly. I had everything I needed at my feet and new items unlocked at a good pace. Having to travel and set up an outpost just feels like part of the game. On Selenea, I was geared up for something awful, and it wasn't. I got to the same points as I did on Prime with no issues. I had a similar issue with needing iridium, but after crafting an outpost, I managed to fix that. Although I do think it will be a big factor going forward. So, for allowing a satisfyingly quick initial ramp up on both worlds, they each earn a point here. So that means it's Prime 2, Selenea 3. So after Chapter 2 first steps, Selenea takes it. Both Prime and Selenea proved to be excellent starting points, just in different ways. But the real terraforming journey is just beginning. In our next chapter, we're moving past merely getting started and into reaching significant environmental milestone on each world. On Prime, our goal will be to achieve the blue sky stage, seeing that beautiful atmospheric change. And on Selenea, we'll be pushing to reach water stage, bringing those first pools of liquid to the moon's surface. Now it's crucial to remember these two stages are not equal. The requirements and the effort to reach blue sky on Prime versus the water stage on Selenea are quite different, and that's going to make for a very interesting comparison. So hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments below, which planet do you think has the easier getting started experience? Do you prefer the immediate abundance of Prime or the tougher, more rewarding initial challenge of Selenea? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.